booktube, it's Becky from BrekkeWrites, and this is a reading vlog. It is the last couple of days of Tome Topple. I think today is the 20th of February, and I am going to try to make it through Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I took off the dust jacket, so here it is. Here's my pile of laundry that I'm in the process of folding. I'm currently on page 44, and so I am going to see if in less than 24 hours, about 24 hours, I can blitz through and read this and actually accomplish one book for Tome Topple. So we will see if I can do it. Right now, I am also watching some snoozing babies. They're my sleepy girls, so they are snoozing, and I'm gonna fold a little laundry and read a little book, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit. So it has been about 6 hours later. My husband has come and gone and returned again. My big boys are spending the weekend with their mom, and the little girls are rolling around on their playmats. And I have gotten to page 132 of Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I know it doesn't look like I folded laundry, but look at my sock pile. Underneath the socks, though, there's folded laundry. So I did accomplish something. Yeah, I've had dinner. We've played with the babies and fed the babies a couple of times, maybe even 3 times between now and then. Twice if it's been 6 hours. And I'm really liking it. The thing about Laini Taylor is that her plots are slow, and they often, I have found, don't always progress. Logically isn't even the right word. They don't always progress well. There's usually a lot of plot holes. So I'm a little bit, you know, are you sneezing? That's right. I'm a little bit wary about the plot stuff. However, I love the writing. She's had some beautiful phrases that if I had some of my underlying stuff with me, I would have been underlining and highlighting and tabbing, because the language is beautiful. She has a phrase in the very beginning about how wars bleed men. And I just had this image of like an open wound in the land where like bodies, like men in uniform, are bleeding out like blood. Like, it just was so visceral, and that's what this novel is. The language is visceral, and everything about it is so all-encompassing. I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. I really like the main character, Laszlo Strange. He is a storyteller, and I love the stories he's telling. I love seeing the perspective through his eyes. We do get another perspective in here, and I don't want to spoil it because you don't get it until a little bit later, but I don't love that perspective as much as I love Laszlo's. So at 132 pages in, I'm just about 20% through the book. I'm not sure I'll finish the whole thing in 24 hours, to be honest, but I'm going to do my best, and I think I actually have like 30 hours total before the end of the readathon. But here I am, I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna see if I can make some more progress, and I'll update you guys soon. Hey y'all, it is Friday, February 21st, and it is about 2 o'clock. I am home from work. I worked a half day because I'm working this weekend, and I am here to try to finish my mini readathon so that I can get a book read for Tome Topple. I want to update you all on where I'm at with the Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. Again, I take the dust jackets off because I always lose them or ruin them if I leave them on, so I take them off. I am about, let me tell you exactly how many pages. I'm 140 pages in. I think I'm on chapter 17, and for those of you who have read the book, they are preparing to enter the city, and that's all I'm gonna say. This book has a dual perspective. It is told from the perspective of Laszlo Strange, titular character. I love that, titular character, but also from another person, another perspective that I feel like it could be spoilers, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm really enjoying this. I think I said it in my last update that I really enjoy the language. Laini Taylor's command of language is incredible. One of the chapter titles is called Smithereens of Darkness. I don't even think that way, so the fact that she can come up with that language and use it so effortlessly is just, it's like prose poetry, and I'm really enjoying it. We are 140 pages in, and while I've really enjoyed that, it's all set up so far. The major conflict has not actually been revealed yet. I have an anticipation of what it probably is because I've read other books of hers. In fact, I think I'm in my guest room / office, and I'm looking at my big old messy bookshelf. And this one, The Daughter of Smoke and Bone, is the other series of hers that I've read. Those of you who've gone back and watched some of my older videos know that I did not love how she wrapped it up. I thought the first 2 books were brilliant, and then I thought the 3rd book fell apart completely. So I have a lot of feels, and I'm hoping that a duology is much more manageable for Laini Taylor. But I'm only 140 pages in, and I think this is 530 plus pages. I'm gonna check real fast. Don't want to see any spoilers. Okay, so this is 532 pages of the story, and I do believe it ends on a cliffhanger. I do already have the 2nd book in this duology, so I have Muse of Nightmares. So I would really ideally like to finish this for Tome Topple today, but I have 2 kids, and I also have to wipe the crumbs off my face, and I also have to write a synopsis because I was in Kiss Pitch and I got some requests, and one of them needed a synopsis, and I have not written it yet because all of last week all of my children were sick. So I'm gonna try to blitz through this. I don't know if I can get this done before midnight, but I'm gonna do my best. I will update you guys as I go and try to get this done before the end of Tome Topple. And if not, I will definitely finish this for the house readathon that I am doing. So far, I've read 2 chunks of 2 other books, one an audiobook and one was a book I finished that I had started beforehand. So I have read for that, and now I'm trying to finish this one and hopefully start something new. All right, I'll check in later. Hey YouTube, it's Brekkie. It is now Sunday afternoon at 37, and I failed. I failed miserably at the Tome Topple challenge. I was reading and I got to page 216 in my book that is just not quite halfway. It was 532 pages, so I was just shy of halfway, and the book was good. The pacing was really, really off. The pacing was not great. I think I'm gonna talk about this maybe at the end of the month or later when I do some kind of wrap up or review. The pacing is just, it was slow. The writing was beautiful and poetic, but that meant that there wasn't a lot of plot happening, and so that made it drag, and I wasn't able to read it quite as quickly as I would have otherwise if it had been very plot focused rather than character focused and more sort of playing with language, which is what I think Laini Taylor does. I think she just enjoys language. That said, the other reason that I totally failed is that I was a part of Kiss Pitch on Friday the 14th, and I had a couple of agents like my pitch, and I submitted to a few of them my first couple of chapters and like query, and one of them requested a full. And so I have been combing through it to make sure there's no grammatical mistakes that I've missed. I've actually found a few, and so I decided to devote my attention to that because an agent request for a full manuscript is way more important than a readathon. Forgive me, booktubers, but my author tuber friends will completely understand what I'm talking about. So I have not yet finished Strange the Dreamer, and like I said, right now I am almost halfway through, and I will try to finish before the end of the month. That's my goal, is to try to finish this before the end of February. I've been in a bit of a reading slump, to be honest. This book is really good, so I'm enjoying it and I'm glad I'm reading it, but I just have not been, at the end of a long day, the last thing I want to do is grab a book, which is not my normal. And I'm having to kind of understand why that is. I think it's because when you have a lot of kids, books can sometimes be almost too much of an emotional investment and too much of an intellectual investment. So anyways, Tome Topple is over. I failed, but I failed for at least a good reason. I'm going to tell myself that that's why I failed. It was for a good reason, and I am going to go and work on some more grammatical edits just to make sure that I have the most polished manuscript that I can possibly have, and hopefully tomorrow or Tuesday I'm sending it off to the agent. I'm really excited that I got a full manuscript request. I've had a few over other books I've written that have never panned out. So here's to hoping. So you guys like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and comment down below, how did your Tome Topple go? Did you succeed? Were you able to read a book that has 500 pages? Were you able to read more than one book that has 500 pages? Because if you did, like, props to you. And let me know how your writing is going. How do you balance reading really big tomes with writing? I'm learning to find that groove. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.